Hi guys, thanks for making it to tonight's webinar. Tonight's webinar session topic is money anxiety, and we're going to delve into what it is, why we have it, why we experience it, what its root cause is, and energetically what we can do about it. So it's really great to have you here tonight. It's nice to see a lovely full room with a lot of people here. So obviously this is an issue that has a lot of demand behind it, and people are interested in what this is about. And obviously it's an issue that does cause anxiety for people. So without any further ado, I think I'll just jump straight into the session that we have here for you. I can get our technology to work. I'm an energy healer, I'm not a tech head, so I hope that my PowerPoint presentation is showing up on the screen for you now. Okay, money anxiety. It's, as I said, it's a topic that has a lot of energy and a lot of emotions caught up behind it, and it seems that every person that I speak to, whether it's in my professional life or whether it's in my private life with my friends, everyone seems to experience some type of anxiety at one time in their life or another. It's certainly not something that's uncommon. So yeah, that's the reason why I decided to put this presentation on today, and really give you an opportunity to learn about the energy behind money, the reason why this type of anxiety exists, and why it seems to be such a difficult hole for people to get out of. So you're here today, you're here with me on this call right now because, number one, the biggest and most obvious reason is that money worries you. It's something that is causing anxiety in your life, and it's something that you wish you could get a handle of. Even worry in itself is such a loaded emotion, and it really indicates a feeling that you don't have control of an outcome. That's what worry is. It's projecting and looking into the future and not liking what you see and feeling powerless to change it. You're most likely also here because you don't have enough money. You feel you don't have enough money, and the other side of that is you have money and you tend to run out of it too quickly. You know, if you are paid weekly, paid fortnightly, paid every 2 weeks, sometimes it's difficult to you know, have your money stretch out over that period of time, especially if you enjoy spending your money and you like what the money brings into your life, and a lot of people find that a real challenge to try and make their money last over this allotted period of time that they have. For some people, they get paid monthly, or if you're self-employed like myself, you get paid when you get clients. You don't have a specific payday. You're really relying on an energy coming in and a nice wave of money coming in towards you, in order so that you can meter your money out, so that the money, when the tide runs out again, it doesn't run out too quickly back out to the infinite ocean of abundance that everyone says is there, but is just so difficult to get to from time to time. So you're here as well because you want to know how to get more money, and you want to know how to make it last longer. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and I do think that that's very human as well. It seems that everywhere you look, all around you in life, in the media, when talking to family, friends, clients, money really it comes up in conversation so often, you don't even really notice it a lot of the time. It's the sort of thing that people don't like to talk about it, but it seems that the more conversations you have and the more interactions you have with the world, the less avoidable it becomes to talk about it. And it seems that I certainly know in the circles that I grew up in, and in a lot of the circles that I'm in socially, it seems that talking about a lack of money and not having enough and that kind of thing is really almost like a fashionable thing to do, or a fashionable thing to talk about. I don't mean that as an insult. It's almost like sometimes there's a competition by people to talk about how broke they are, and that's an interesting thing to consider as well, that perhaps on a level you could be denying yourself money because as humans we crave the acceptance of others, and we crave to be accepted by our social group and our community group, our family group. And if your community group and your family group is talking about not having enough money, then even if you don't consciously make that decision to do that, you, to try and fit in with that status quo, will automatically take that on. So those are the reasons why you're here today. Money worries you, you feel like you don't have enough, you feel that you run out of it too quickly, and you want to know how to get more money, number one, and how to make it last longer, number two. So I do hope you feel that you're in the right place. So what you might not know is the problem isn't actually a lack of money. The problem is not the fact that you don't have enough money. The problem that a lot of people have is a lack of understanding about money. When I sat down to try and put this presentation together, I decided that I was just going to sit down and write out everything on a page of what I thought and what I felt about money. And so I sat down with a pen and I just kind of started writing down whatever came to me, whatever came into my head. And a lot of it sort of started off as, you know, thinking about currency, thinking about value, thinking about, you know, you exchange money for goods and services, and that kind of thing. And then the more I wrote, the deeper I got, and the more it almost became like a tree with branches that came off it, of all the different facets of money and what it meant to me, and what it symbolized in my life. And it was really interesting to see at the end of my little brainstorming session that I had. I had about 8 A4 or letter size pages, front and back, of just my thoughts, feelings, emotions, memories about money. And some of it was about a lack and a poverty mindset, and I'm sure that if you've thought about money and if you're trying to address your situation, you know, about money from an energetic or an energy healing mindset, you have thought about you know, a poverty mindset or a feeling of a lack mindset. It's also a very physical thing as well, and also a very emotional thing. A lot of people tie their emotions to money, and they feel that if they're lacking money, that it's a real failure on their behalf. And I've also had clients that I've worked with in the past that have felt like too much money has been a problem in their lives. And I know that sounds silly to someone who feels that they're lacking money, but having money is almost like a gilded cage. You think about, you know, you're in a beautiful house and you're surrounded by wonderful things, but you have no way of getting out. You're not allowed to leave. And a problem with that often lies in the fact that the way that these women get their money, or the situation that they're in to be able to have this money isn't in alignment with their life purpose. So they're either working a job that they're not enjoying but they're paid very well for, or they might be in a marriage that they're not particularly enjoying, but they're staying for for financial reasons. That is a big reason why a lot of women stay in marriages that they're not particularly feeling fulfilled by and not feeling happy about. So the problem is definitely a lack of understanding about money, and what it is, why we have it, and what use it actually provides in our lives. So if we can get past the thought of money being this big, scary thing, and like a dirty word or a scary word, then that is a huge step towards really being able to accept and move on and move forward. Into a life of abundance and really feeling abundance, really feeling prosperity. And as a result of feeling those feelings, then the situation naturally follows. The universe will provide whatever you're feeling within yourself at the time. It is always a reflection of where you're currently at. So let's move on into what money is. So money is the energy of exchange of value. So to explain this, you think you have, say you have a certain amount of money, think it's $10, and you have this $10 and you decide that you want to get your hair done. You want to go to the hairdresser, and you walk in and you say, what amount of hair services will this $10 provide me? And they might look at you and say, I'll trim off the ends of your hair, or you can buy this bottle of shampoo for $10. $10 is actually pretty cheap for nice salon shampoo. But that, in that moment, that $10 will get you a trim off the ends of your hair, or a bottle of salon quality shampoo, pretty cheaply actually. And in that moment, that's what your $10 is worth. However, if you were to take that same $10 and you were to go to another hairdresser down the road, maybe somewhere that was a little less high-end, or perhaps someone that didn't have as much experience in hair cutting, and you were to walk in and say, what will $10 get me? You might get a trim and some foils, or you might be able to get a bottle of shampoo and conditioner. It really depends on the value of what you feel that you're receiving. So the rule of thumb that I always fall against is, if I'm ever to spend money, I need to feel like it's adding value to my life. So if I'm to go out for afternoon tea with my friends and I order a cup of tea and a piece of cake, and I'm charged $10 for that, that's definitely worth it for me, because I have the value of catching up with my friends. I get my tea served to me in a lovely teacup, and it's provided to me. I don't have to make the tea myself. And the cake likewise is cut up and it's presented to me on a plate, and then I get to eat that and enjoy conversation with my friends, and I don't have to wash up afterwards. So that feels like I've received use value. I've received good value. I've received use value for the money that I have put out. I don't need to think about the fact that I could probably spend $2 and have a tea bag, some hot water, a drop of milk, some cake mix, and a bit of electricity for my oven, and I could make a cake myself. I don't think about it that way. It's all in terms of the use value that I feel that money provides to me in my life, and the amount of quality that is added to my life from expending my money. It needs to feel like I'm adding, I like to think of it in terms of adding life, into my existence. I'm a big believer in white light. I like to spend my money on things that I feel will encourage more white light and better experiences and better use value into my life. So that's really what money is. It's the energy of exchange of value. You give $10 in exchange for something that you feel is worth $10, or ideally you feel you're getting really good value and you feel like you're getting more use value for your $10. I would gladly spend $20, $30 to catch up with my friends for afternoon tea. That's not a problem for me. That is something that I really, really value in my life, and therefore I will spend money on it. Moving on to the next slide. Many people don't think about this, but money is the only man-made energy. And when I talk about this, I mean in terms of the universal laws, in terms of energy healing and energetic. Think about the laws of abundance, the laws of cause and effect, those universal laws and those energetic laws that govern the world that we're in. If you think of the world as being an energetic phenomenon, you will see, you'll look at all the energies, and most energy is naturally occurring. However, money in itself is the only man-made energy. And human beings are the only creatures on this earth that use money to get value into their lives. You don't see birds out on the street, I want a stick to build my nest, therefore I will pay money to, this bird that lives in this tree here. What do birds do when they want a stick to build their nest? They go out and they pick it up and they take it back to their own tree and they build their nest out of it. Money is the only man-made energy. Humans are the only creatures on this planet that use money to get what they want and to get what they need. It's definitely, as I've said before, it's an energy that can bring up quite a number of emotions, and it can bring up quite a number of deep-seated feelings in people, and a lot of judgments and shame and guilt and all of these negative feelings. But when you think about, it's not a naturally occurring energy at all. It's a completely man-made energy. The thought of that, and the thought that we are possibly overcomplicating something that really is quite simple in its essence, being the exchange of value and being completely man-made. It's quite funny. I find that quite interesting and quite entertaining to think about. So that's definitely worth bearing in mind, that money being a man-made energy is something that there's nothing whimsical about it. There's nothing magical about it, and there's no code that you need to crack in order to overcome your thoughts and your feelings and your fears regarding money. It's all pretty cut and dried. It's actually money is the energy that causes the most emotions in people, but it's also the simplest to overcome. It kind of is the simplest energy to understand once you know how, once you know what it is, what its use is, why we have it, and why it's necessary to us. So really understanding that, money is a man-made energy and it's the only one. It really does, in my mind anyway, simplify it quite a bit, because if humans make this energy, then it's an energy that on a level is a stupid energy. I call it a stupid energy because it has no mind of its own. It has no ability to think and turn around and create different conditions like other energies really can in our lives. It is really the only energy that must be controlled by humans. If we had no humans on this planet, we would have no money. And some people would say we would have no problems, but let's not go there. It's the energy, the money in itself. If you were to look at it from an energetic perspective, it kind of appears like a bubble. It looks like, if you imagine a child blowing bubbles, and they're like pretty little spheres of emptiness, I suppose you could say. It really has no intelligence of itself. It requires thought. It requires humans to step in and use it. And within that, it requires humans to have good intentions or negative intentions or just intentions in order to get this money energy to move and flow. And in order for it to have value, humans must think that it has value. If humans didn't think that it had value, then it would just be a number on a screen, or a little plastic card, or a coin in your hand, or a note in your hand. In and of itself, money energy is baseless. It really is nothing without humans giving it steam and giving it value and giving it energy and giving it thought and directing it and using money to increase value in their lives. Money must be controlled by humans. Therefore, and I arrive at this conclusion, and if you have a pen and paper, I would love for you to write this down. Money is controlled by your mind and by your thoughts. That is the only reasonable conclusion that you can come to. So I'd really like you to write that down. I'd really like you to take that on board and perhaps turn it into an affirmation. Post it next to your mirror so that you can review it, and so that you can come to understand this, that without thought and without thinking, you need to, without thought and without thinking, money has no value. Money is nothing. Money has no power at all. It is us. It is humans. It is we women and men. I've noticed there are some men on this call who, with our mind and with our thinking and with our intentions, we control what money is. Money cannot control us. It's absolutely impossible for money to control us. Human beings are governed by thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and money is exactly that. Money is the purest reflection of where our thoughts are. So if you were to look around yourself right now and, have a look at what you're surrounded by at the moment, that is a direct reflection of where you are in terms of your money situation and your thinking situation. The two are absolutely on par and on level at every time. If money's going great for you, then you'll generally find that your health is great and that you're feeling happy, and you have lots of opportunities for social, social outlets. You're feeling good, you're looking good, your health is great. If you have money, then you generally feel fulfilled. That just is the way it is. And if you're feeling a lack of money, then you'll notice that the rest of your life tends to be a reflection of the thoughts of lack as well. That's just generally the way it is. That really is it. It's not the fact that money's the god, or that money is the be all and end all, because it cannot be. It's absolutely impossible for money to be a god, or to be something that you look up to, because money is our servant as humans. Money is our servant, not the other way around. And I feel that our society, the reason why people are surrounded by lack and surrounded by poverty is they do have that master-servant relationship a little bit messed up in their minds. For so long, feeling trapped by circumstances that people think, if I just had more money, I'd be able to get out of it, when in fact that's not where it comes from at all. If you're trapped in a circumstance, you have to think, how am I going to get out of this? And then the money will naturally follow. That's how it has to happen. That's the natural law. That's energetically, the thought has to be there first. As human, you are so powerful. You're such a creator. You have so many abilities to do and be and have whatever you want, if you would just realize that you have this ability, and that if you just allowed your thoughts to unleash, and if you just allowed your amazing self, your amazingness, if you were just to allow that to come out, you would really come to understand that money has got nothing to do with the situation of where you're in now or why you're there. It's completely not about it at all. It is all about your thoughts. It's all about your thinking. It's all about your mindset. So, that being said, there are ways, and there is a way that I myself use a lot in order to attract money into my life. And I would say that this technique that I use is pretty foolproof. It's not instant, unfortunately. I'm yet to come up with something that can instantly manifest money, as in, voila, there it is. Wave a magic wand and you instantly have a magical pile of money. If I ever learn how to do that, I will definitely let you know. But there's a way that I use to manifest money into my life, and it can take a couple of days, it can take a week, it could take a couple of months. But the way that I do it, in order to attract more money into my life, I always set a goal. So I not only set a goal in terms of how much I want, I also set a goal in terms of what I'm going to use it for. Because like I said, the value of money lies in what you use it for. And without having a use for it, without using money, money has no value at all. In order to attract money, in order to attract anything really in life, but in order to attract money, you have to show that you're going to put it to work. You have to have a goal, a really strong reason why. You know what you want to do with it and why you want to do it, and you really need to connect it with your tummy chakra, so your solar plexus chakra. It's the energy center in your body that sits just above your belly button. It's yeah, right there in the middle of your tummy, and that's where your confidence lives, and that's where your intentions live. It's where your vibrancy lives. And a lot of people refer to this as a gut instinct or a gut feel. When you set a goal for what you want to do with money in your life, the feeling that you need to get in the pit of your stomach is excitement. You need to feel excited, and not many people know this, but you should feel slightly scared. Goals that you set yourself always should put you just slightly out of your comfort zone. If you're feeling comfortable and if you're feeling, you know, oh, I feel okay with this, that feels completely attainable and that feels fine, then you're not thinking big enough. Life is all about growth, and in order to grow, you must step outside your comfort zone. Always. That's just the way it is. That's another one of those universal laws. In order to attract more money in your life, you must have a goal for it, and that goal must set you on fire. Absolutely. It needs to be so exciting and ever so slightly scary enough that you can see yourself achieving it. You might not know completely how. You might not know the exact steps that you're going to take to achieve the goal. And that's the whole part of the excitement of it. You don't really know how things will entirely manifest. You just know that you want them to manifest. You know that it will happen for you, and you just hope that, you intend that it will. You don't have to have every single one of your steps mapped out for you, and that's another key. That life and the universe is like a game of tennis. You send out your serve to the universe and tell it what you want, and then you have to wait. You have to allow the universe to respond to you in kind and start giving you what you're asking for. Sometimes that can take some time, but just for this step, we're setting a goal. So the goal needs to feel good, be exciting for you, and be ever so slightly scary. It needs to make you smile. It needs to be phrased positively, and it needs to not be something like, I need to get myself out of debt. It needs to be something like, I will make an extra $1,000 a month to go towards paying my credit card. You might not know how you'll make that extra $1,000 a month, and to start with, it might not be $1,000 that you make extra. That might grow a little bit over time. Like a snowball, it will just compound and compound and compound. The more you intend, and the more you affirm, and the more you think about it, and the more you understand that as a human and as a powerful human, it's all within your thoughts. And money needs to know where to go. So you need to tell it. You need to tell it where to go. You need that goal so that the money knows once it comes to you where it's going to go. To maintain an abundance mindset in your life, all you need to do is to keep your eyes firmly set on your goal. It's really as simple as that. a lot of people find it's at this point that their blocks come up and their feelings that they can't do it sort of comes up. And let me just say that there's not a human being on the face of this planet that doesn't experience doubt from time to time. It's certainly extremely human to experience that, and it's actually an indication that your brain is working exactly how it should when you experience doubt or fears, or you feel paralyzed, or you feel a little bit down about your goal because it doesn't manifest immediately. And that's the reason, the reason is that your brain is designed to keep you safe. In caveman days, your fight or flight response, which is what anxious women experience on a day-to-day basis, but women that experience generalized anxiety disorder or panic disorder experience the heightened fight or flight response on a daily basis. So it's important to note that it is just a fact that you have to deal with, and something that you need to work a little bit harder for to keep your eyes firmly glued on your goal. However, I myself am the evidence that it can absolutely be done. You just have to remind yourself that although you're maybe not feeling it today, or although you're feeling a little bit down, or although something may have happened, you may have received an unexpected bill in the mail, or something happens, you lose your job, or something happens like that, even huge things like that. If you just keep your mind firmly glued on your goal and understand that sometimes the universe has strange ways of delivering what you want to you. The universe will always deliver what you ask for in the quickest, most direct way, and the universe doesn't discriminate. So the universe doesn't say, oh, I'm not going to I'm not going to take this job off you because that might hurt your feelings, or you might feel temporarily unsafe by not having your job. The universe will say, you've asked for a new job, you've asked for a pay rise, you've asked for an extra $1,000 a month. Well, this is the quickest, easiest way to get that to you. I'm taking that job off you, so to make room for this much better paying job that will get you that extra money that you want. That's what's going on in the background. So this is what I mean by feelings of discomfort and feelings sometimes that when you've gone outside your comfort zone, it can feel really, really uncomfortable, but those feelings are very temporary, and it's all on that path of making sure that you receive what you ask for in the quickest, most direct way possible. So it's important, even though you might not be feeling 100% on track or feeling surrounded by abundance, that you have your goal in your mind that completely sets you on fire. And even though you're not getting the feedback on that goal yet, you keep your heart and your eyes and your mind firmly glued on what it is you want. It doesn't matter what it is, just keep looking at it and keep focusing forward in that direction. And slowly, slowly, ever so slowly, you'll notice that your mindset will begin to shift, and therefore the energy will be released in your life that will deliver the results of the goal that you've intended. So the most common anxiety block that people experience in their lives is unworthiness, and a deep feeling of I'm not worthy of money. Guilt is the other associated anxiety block. Feeling some people feel that if they have money, then there's someone else that doesn't have the money, when in fact the whole energy of money is that it actually grows. I talked earlier in this presentation about when you have $10, you spend that money on something that you feel will add more value into your life. So you feel like if I spend $10 on coffee and cake and I get to spend that in the company of good friends, then I feel like I've received an awesome bargain, because I feel like what I've received in use value is worth so much more than the money that I've outlaid. So that's just an example of how the energy of money is that of growth, and how you must always spend your money on what you feel will add value into your life, and knowing that you are completely worthy of having money. And in fact, it's so necessary to have it in your life, that money is your servant, money is your slave, and money absolutely relies on your clear thinking and your direction of where it is to go to. Without humans and without thoughts and without thinking, money's worthless. It really has no worth at all. It's a piece of plastic. So these deep feelings of unworthiness and these deep feelings of guilt are completely unfounded. And it's something that, in order to get more and have more and be more, you need to understand that it's not just benefiting you, it's benefiting the world as a whole. We need you to have more money. We're relying on you to get more and have more and be more. We need this. You have within you amazingness that you need to share, and money is an amazing vehicle to do that. So we need you to have more money. So you shift guilt and unworthiness by using this affirmation, and I really would like to see you printing, maybe writing this down or writing it into your computer, into a Word document. Money is a wonderful tool that allows me to create more value in the lives of others. This is what I mean. The world as a whole requires you to be making reasonable decisions with your money in order to create more value in your life and create more value in other people's lives. And that energy just compounds and grows like a snowball. Rolling down a hill, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and gains more and more momentum as it goes. We are relying on you to realize this, to realize the value in yourself, and to realize the amazing potential that you have if you could just see it and acknowledge it and allow it to be. It's really money. It's like I said, there was 8 pages and a whole tree worth of thoughts and feelings that I have. So to be able to present this presentation to you today has been an amazing healing experience for me as well, and it's really good for me to put my thoughts and my feelings out on paper and to express that to you wonderful people today. So without any further ado, I would like to see if there's anyone that has questions for me at this time. Just want to see if there's... Sometimes we have a little bit of a delay in what I'm saying and what you people are seeing. So sometimes I don't get to see what you're saying just yet. So I'll just give it a minute or so longer to see if any questions come through. Oh, okay. I've got a question here from Carol. Carol says, oh, okay, my lack of money is keeping me living a life that I hate. That's That's very strong wording there, Carol. And that, I'm just tuning into your energy field as I'm thinking and as I'm talking to you. So that's a really strong word to use, hate. But obviously, if you're using it, then that's really how you're feeling right now. I'm feeling that there's possibly issues in your career right now, Carol. That perhaps there's things going on there. Perhaps you're feeling trapped in the particular career that you've chosen, and just sort of feeling like you can't get past that. I'm feeling like there's a real, I'm getting in my mind that you're working in a bit of an office environment, and there seems to be a number of cliques that are there's a lot of blame that's going on in between different parties. I don't know if you're working in a collaborative project-oriented environment. It really feels like. And there's issues there of false pride, being that if you were to make a breakaway from your current career, that it feels like you would be concerned about what other people would think. And I just want to check in with you. Let me just have a look and see if, yeah, I'm getting that feedback from you that yes, that's quite correct. Okay, so I just want to encourage you to forget what other people think. Who gives a shit, really? It doesn't matter what other people think. What matters is you. You only have one life. You only live this life once, and you really have to make the absolute best of it. I just encourage you to feel protected and encourage you to make a move in your career, whether it's to change things completely altogether, change it up, or whether you're ready to take the next step, step up, step to the side, step out. Who really knows? Just encouraging you that you are 100% protected. And if you're feeling bad where you are now, the purpose of life is not to feel bad. The purpose of life is to feel fulfilled and to feel that you're on the right path and to feel protected. So I really want to encourage you to take those big steps that you need to take to get out of this life that you feel that you hate at this point in time. So I hope that's helped you, Carol. What else do we have? Can you please help me to create an affirmation to get rid of my credit card debt? Yes, I can help you to do that. I think to start with, what I'm seeing in my mind is, imagine like a thermometer, a big thermometer, with a goal of how much it is that you want to scrub off your credit card debt, and make it more than what your credit card debt is. Maybe double it, double that figure, and as you get that money into your bank, and as you get that money into your life, start colouring in your thermometer and watch as that money and as that energy grows and compounds. The other thing is that your credit card debt will come down as the thermometer goes up. So there will come a point where the balance of your credit card will go down lower than where the level is in your thermometer. Will go up. So that will be a really amazing turning point for you when that happens. And the other thing to think about is don't focus on the credit card debt. Focus on a number and focus on an amount that you're working towards. Like I said, make it double your credit card debt so that you're not constantly thinking credit card debt, and work towards it. Think about it as when you have a target and when you have a goal, you need to be working towards it. You can't be running away from it. And a classic example that I think of is I used to live in a house that had a very, very steep driveway, and my neighbour liked to park at the top of the driveway, and every time I reversed up that driveway, I would feel like I was going to hit that car. And if I looked in my rear vision mirror and if I was looking at that car every time that I reversed up the driveway, guaranteed I would have hit it. But what I would do instead is I would look in the other direction, because I wasn't wanting to focus on not hitting the car. I was wanting to focus on getting out of the driveway nice and easily. So I had to really be looking and aiming at where I was going. I think that's the most common, thing that people, common block that people come up against. When they're feeling like they're working toward, or when they're feeling like they're trying to clear their credit card debt, they're actually working. I hope that answer has helped you. My advice really is create a picture of a thermometer and start colouring in the thermometer as you're getting up towards that goal, and notice that turning point when the thermometer becomes higher than the level of your credit card debt. I think that will be really amazing. Okay, I think my issue is working with a man-made energy, and it does seem unnatural. Is there a way to easily shift that though for me? Okay. What I'm feeling here with this question is a big feeling of undeservedness, and feeling that on a level that money isn't spiritual, and it isn't. When you're working with a man, it is a man-made energy, but it allows you to live your full spiritual life, because it's all about your thoughts. And if your thoughts are pure, and if your thoughts are spiritual, and if your thoughts are in what you want to naturally create in your life, then the money must follow. You need to think of yourself as being a leader. I get this huge, when I'm tapping into your energy field, I'm getting this feeling of tiredness and sort of self-denial, and feeling like when you get some money into your life, it's almost like this disagreement that goes on in your head of I really, really like this, but I don't deserve it because it's not, I shouldn't like it. It's that whole sort of feeling of dirty money, I suppose. And I suppose the way to really to get through that is to understand that, yes, while money in and of itself is man-made and it's stupid and it requires our thoughts and our directions, if you, when you're taking control and when you're using your thoughts to direct that money into a place where you want it to go, if your intentions are spiritual, and if you're achieving a spiritual outcome, then money is completely spiritual, because it's whatever you make it. I feel like you need to bring more expression into your life. So when you're spending your money, really expressing to yourself and saying to yourself and affirming to yourself what good that money is bringing into your life. So even if it's something like an electricity bill, being thankful and acknowledging the good that this money is bringing into your life. I'm paying this $300 electricity bill because electricity brings light and warmth into my life. And feeling feeling encouraged when you do get some more money, and when it is appearing in your life, and when you feel that your affirmations are working, really feeling encouraged and uplifted by that, and allowing yourself to feel excited. My goodness, I feel sometimes like money is such a heavy topic. It's so loaded and emotional, when in fact it really should be bringing excitement and bringing love and opportunities into your life. So, honey, I would say that the three things that I want you to focus on, and the three things that will shift this feeling of the money being an unnatural energy, is to focus on expressing to yourself when you do spend it, that you are spending it to fulfill yourself spiritually, and encouraging that, being grateful to the universe and saying thank you, and allowing yourself to feel excited about it, because it is fun. It's designed to be fun. That's the way it's meant to be. So thank you everyone for attending tonight. It's been a wonderful it's been a wonderful experience for me, and it's really helped me, and it's been quite a healing session for me as well. And I hope that it has provided you with some guidance and a way forward of using your thoughts to really fix your money situation in your life, and not feeling ruled by money, allowing yourself and seeing yourself as a leader, and seeing yourself as the master of your own destiny when it comes to money. I'd really love it if for people to contact me via my website, anxiousrelief.com. I'm quite easily contactable there. Send me any questions that you have. I'd love to hear from you. And also feel free to leave comments below this video. So once again, thank you everyone for being here tonight. I've really enjoyed it. The energy's been wonderful, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.